Thy will be done, teaching the Talmidi Israelite faith through the words of the Our Father, by Shmuel ben Naftali. Please visit our website at www.talmidi.co.il. Continuing Chapter 2, the Ancient Community of the Way and the Talmidi Israelite View of the Second Temple Period. Section 5, the Fire of Yahveh. In my previous video, I explained about the glory or divine radiance of Yahveh, and that before Yahveh, how evil, wickedness, and sin cannot endure. Before the awesome and powerful glory of Yahveh, they are wiped out and obliterated. Nothing evil can possibly harm God or even come close to God. The mere power of God's presence will wipe it out. God's goodness and glory are unassailable. This is why in Israelite theology it is not possible to have disobedient or fallen angels, or to have wars or conflicts in heaven. Now the Hebrew Bible often speaks of a metaphorical fire or flame that punishes the wicked. Most Christians naturally think that this fire refers to hell, but the fire is actually God, or at least the all-consuming effect of God's glory. In the Hebrew Bible, the power of God is often described as an all-consuming flame, for example, at Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 24. This fire is God's glory, before which evil, sin and wrongdoing cannot stand. This fire is described as a flame that sweeps across the land in judgment, for example in Psalm 50 verses 3 to 4. The prophet Micah saw a vision of God melting mountains like wax, an allusion to this unstoppable fire of God. As I have already said, the glory of God is the brilliant, fiery light that God's presence causes to the universe around God. It is especially visible in heaven. On earth, if we were to step into this light with our physical bodies, we would be consumed, destroyed. Only our souls can withstand this fiery glory. As I have said, this is what the metaphor of animal sacrifice was supposed to symbolize and bring home to us. Our God is so powerful that it is by the power of God's love that God forgives, and by the power of God's glory that God purifies the world of wrongdoing. The pagan gods of the ancient Middle East could only forgive through death and blood sacrifice, but Yahveh purifies us by the fiery power of God's glory. This glory, this metaphorical fire, is so powerful that as it moves through the world, it consumes everything, both good and bad. God's glory is like an all-consuming fire that rages across the face of the earth. The prophet Malachi describes the effect of God's fire on both bad and good people. He says, "Surely the day is coming. It will burn like a furnace. All the arrogant and every evildoer will become stubble, and the day that is coming will set them on fire, says Yahveh of the heavenly battalions. Not a root or a branch will be left to them." And this is the important bit. "But for you who revere my name, the Son of Righteousness will rise with healing in its wings, and you will go out and leap like calves released from the stall." Basically, what these verses imply is that because the fire of God's presence is so powerful, when God rights wrongs and enacts God's divine justice, everyone will be affected by this divine fire. However, the effect on bad and good people will be totally different. The effect of God's glory on bad people will be to discipline and punish them, even in this life. However, once the judgment event is over, the effect on good people will be to purify and cleanse them, just as a smelter's fire purifies gold and silver. Please see the description below for the link to my next video.